Key returners, Eric Nissen, right at the top of the list. Ben Miller. Eric's going into his fourth year now, I guess. Ben Miller entering his third year. Kyle Arsenault and AJ Simmons now entering their fifth seasons for the Axemen. Nick DePalma would be another key guy. So 4 starters from last year's roster returning to the squad this year. Lost 2 guys that played the whole year for us. Shaquille Smith would be the biggest. He started for us at the small forward position. Thomas Donaldson, who was a backup forward for us, and then we lost Reese Larry, who didn't play the whole year last year, but he's not back this year. So those are kind of the main pieces that we lost from last year's team. Yeah, a bunch of new guys, namely guys that are going to probably contribute right away. Trevon Grant, who was a transfer from Holland College. He's a former CCA Player of the Year and CCA All-Canadian. So he's a really good player, and he's been starting for us all preseason and adds a lot of dynamics to things that we lost from a guy like Shaquille Smith. He's able to do a lot of things and stuffs the stat sheet a little bit, so it's good. First year true freshman guy, Jerome Mugambi out of Oakville, Ontario. He'll provide a lot of punch and kind of the backup at the forward spot for us. And then a couple other young guys, Matt Ingham, local guy from Horton, who will see a little bit of time. And then Jack Campbell's our other, those are kind of our 4 new guys to the roster that'll be new faces for the Axemen faithful. Yeah, I think the experience is starting to get there. We were a young team there for a couple of years, but all of a sudden we're a little more veteran with some 4th and 5th year guys and even 3rd year guys that have played a lot. So that's going to start to kind of come with the chemistry that comes along with guys playing together for a couple of years. I think also we shoot the ball really well as a group. We got some guys, Nick DePalma might be one of the best shooters in the country. Kyle Arsenault at that stretch forward position can really shoot it. Ben Miller at the point guard spot can really shoot it. So, we do stretch the floor very well that way. And then Eric Nissen, I think, is one of the better big men in our conference and maybe in the country. So, he's providing a lot of dynamic inside. So we got a little bit of a dual threat there with some presence in the paint area and then some guys that can really shoot the ball. Yeah, I think we come in with a little bit more of a defensive mindset. Last year we didn't have much issue scoring the ball, but we had some issues keeping it out of our basket. So that's one thing that we'll look to improve. A guy like Trevon Grant's going to help us big time on that end. Eric Nissen is going to be a pretty big piece for us, kind of protecting our paint and protecting stuff at the basket, and also defensive rebounding for us. So defensively, I think if we can lock in a little bit and get some consistent stops, I think. Offensively, I think we can score the ball, so we got to make sure we're getting those consistent stops.